Yo, you're listening to All Elite Podcast. Boom.
And it is the worst podcast ever. We lied! Ow!
It's Scorpio Sky, Mark Daniels, SoCal Uncensored Or, SCU!
This is Isaiah Cassidy, I'm Mark Quinn, and we're Private Podcast.
This is the All Elite Podcast.
And you're listening to the All Elite Podcast.
Which happens to be the worst podcast I've ever been on. SCU!
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the All Elite Podcast right here on the No Holds Barred Network, your source for all wrestling podcast content and more. We are your hosts, your corona-free host. I am the self-proclaimed greatest host, Kyle Masters, and I'm always joined by my co-host. She is the executive vice president of Giggles. She is corona-free. She is the queen of the indies, Tiffany.
You're freaking mad.
Hold up, Tiff. You know what? This doesn't seem right. This is, I don't feel comfortable here. I must do something. Okay. Now, I think we're good. I think I can be safe recording this podcast. For you guys that can't see, I'm wearing a surgical mask, which is done in a lot of places to prevent yourself from getting the COVID-19 or my corona, as we were just singing before we went on air here. So I got to wear this for the entire pod. No, I'm not wearing this for the podcast. What are you talking about? It's okay. Guys, welcome to the LE Podcast. If you're stuck at home with your bundles of toilet paper and your bundles of water, since you seem to clear out all the shelves at Costco, welcome. This is where myself... What's that?
And Walmart.
And Walmart. So, yeah. Welcome to the LE Podcast where myself and Tiff keep you guys up to date what's going on in the AEW world. Lots of stuff going on in the AEW world this week, especially with the most trending thing now, hashtag Corona Pandemic, hashtag. And we'll give you guys a quick recap of what went on Dynamite, give you guys our opinions on stuff. A lot of stuff happened on Dynamite this week. Pretty up and down kind of show. We'll get into it when we get into it. But, yeah, welcome to the show. Tiffany, how are you doing? Doing all right?
Yeah, I'm better. Better than last week.
I was worried. I would have been more worried if you started getting sick today. Today would have been the worst day to start to get sick. Because then I would have been like, oh, my corona. Dun, 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 dun.
No, I'm good. I'm back to normal.
She
I'm
good.
here.
She clean. Yeah. You guys sanitize well out there.
Mm-hmm.
Wash your hands. I mean, I imagine a lot of people are staying sanitary for buying that much toilet paper. I don't know what you're going to do with toilet paper. Like, zombie apocalypse type happening out there. Let me go get toilet paper and water. Because, nothing says a good balanced diet with toilet paper and water.
Seriously, this ain't water.
I don't understand the toilet paper thing. I really don't.
People are just going nuts.
I don't get it. What is...
harder for, like, other people. Like, I mean, I get it. Like, we're probably going to be confined for, like, weeks probably, but
I do see people complaining, saying like, "Oh, why are you buying toilet paper? It's immune through the mouth, not the ass." And I'm like, that's not why they're buying the toilet paper. Duh, they're buying because they're afraid they're going to be quarantined in their house forever.
Oh my god, how much toilet paper do you really need?
I don't know. I think OBS has coronavirus. It was just tripping out there.
Oh god,
Again,
I can't.
This is like the third week in a row. Okay, it can't be me because something's happening with OBS.
I mean, I haven't had a problem, so it's on your end. And I've ran a bunch of podcasts since the last couple of weeks.
Well, I'll have it recording offline just in case.
Anywho,
speaking of Corona, it's now affecting the sports world. It's affecting the wrestling world. especially the wrestling world. I was supposed to be going to AEW Rochester next week. Not happening anymore. That's been moved. Tiffany in 2 weeks is supposed to be going to Blood and Guts in New Jersey. That's not happening anymore.
Shut it down. Yeah, the Prudential Center. It's not even like AEW that shut it down. It was like the Prudential Center that shut it down. There was a post going around that as of March, everything's like canceled. Or like, will probably be postponed.
So we don't know what exactly is going to happen. Like there's been no, like absolutely no other releases yet as of this moment, as of this time. Me and Tiff are talking. I haven't seen any releases, statements by AEW. Nothing has been official. I don't go by what people say on Twitter. I wait for the official thing to happen. But as of this moment, I'm even going to double check. I don't think anything's been announced by AEW as to their future events. We know that they've moved Rochester next week. It's not been officially announced, but it's almost certain to be announced because of the state of New York. Pretty sure you guys have now stopped anything from 500 people or more in any kind of event. So, Rochester being New York can't happen. And it's not even just wrestling too. Like every sport, the domino effect started last night at 10 a.m. When the NBA came out and said that we're halting the season right now, suspending, it was a domino effect from there. This morning, about anywhere from 12 to 15 different major national sports organizations said we're halting too. Nothing.
Crazy.
It's nuts. And for the people that are out there, always are like, oh, it's all media hype and the media just hyping everything. It's not as bad as people think. Well, I'm just going to say this. If multiple sports organizations out there are willing to lose billions of dollars for suspending their season, I think it's pretty real. And I think it's definitely a pandemic the way they say it is, because that's not hype. The NHL, the NBA, the MLB, all these major leagues wouldn't just buy into media hype. If it was media hype and it wasn't as big as they thought it would be, they would just release their generic statement saying, "Oh, we're taking necessary precautions with our players, blah 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 blah. We're sanitizing, yada yada yada." They would skip over it, continue play. But the fact that they've suspended their play in their seasons that are going on right now, losing billions of dollars each day, not playing, that's saying something that this thing is really serious. And now it's affecting wrestling, affecting New Japan. It started in New Japan. They've canceled their stuff. AEW now. Ring of Honor. WrestleMania is basically canceled without even saying anything yet.
Well, no, they're holding off on that, and I get it because they don't want to close it down, and let's say like in 2 weeks everything's okay, so I guess like they're holding it off. So I understand that point, but if your other major sports are shutting down and a lot of independent shows are being shut down as well, they're not being canceled, they're just being postponed.
But the WrestleMania is going to be postponed because unlike the other sports that are happening in North America, WrestleMania brings in people from around the world. And that's the other thing too, is that they shut down the flights from Europe to the States. So what, you're going to have WrestleMania in a stadium with half the people? No, that's not going to happen.
The show must go on with the blood money.
Vince is nuts. Vince is nuts. He could do it, man. He could. They'll move to Saudi Arabia, and there'll be WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia. Anywho, AEW, it's affected. It's obviously started to affect them. We're still waiting the official announcement, but as of right now, I don't think Rochester's happening next week. It's basically said that Blood and Guts is not happening yet. We're still waiting on the confirmed reports by AEW, and we're still waiting for the statements. I'm sure they're doing everything they can to make sure they cancel it. If they're going to go through with it, they're going to go through with it. You know what I mean?
Not just, it was funny because Ray was telling me last night that wherever WrestleMania is held, the state is also funding it as well, that the state is giving money as well to it because of all the jobs and, that they're part of the money income that goes into WrestleMania, which we didn't know, which is pretty crazy.
Well, Tampa Bay has already come out and said that they're canceling any events right now for the next month that hold 500. They've done the 500 people thing. They just announced it today.
Right.
So WrestleMania is within a month. So that's why I don't get how it's not been postponed yet.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. It's crazy, but I've been getting all these alerts all day. Yeah, that all these shows are not AEW, just in general, like everything's getting postponed.
Yeah.
It's great. Now I just got something else. So anyway, but yeah, like as we speak, postponed. Like okay, cool.
Postpone.
Like,
Postpone.
November.
We're gonna postpone AEW till next year. We'll come back next year. See you guys later. Have a nice night.
Deuces. All right. You know what? I mean, me and Kyle were talking before. We were saying if, we don't know what's going to happen if like AEW, for some reason, if it doesn't air. I mean, I don't see it not airing. Maybe they'll do something like how like didn't NXT was at the Performance Center yesterday.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll do something like that with AEW. And like, what's going to happen to like all the podcasts, including me and Kyle? But there'll still be stuff on, we'll still have content on the network. I mean, I'll still be doing Under the Ropes, and I'm sure Kyle do. Huh?
We were doing AEW podcast or this podcast before they were even a TV show. So
This is true. So there was always stuff that we were just like keeping up with news, and I'm sure they'll still be being the elite. So we'll still be giving content to you guys if some reason that gets like shut down and there's not aired. But I don't see it not being aired.
Right.
So
who knows? We'll have to see what happens. I'm sure we'll get updated probably by the end of this show. I'm sure it'll be on Twitter. They'll release something. We don't know. So we'll have to see what happens when that does happen. Other than that, as for what's going on AEW wise, again, Blood and Guts looks like it was going to be cool. I'm not sure what's going on with it anymore. We know SmackDown was canceled for tomorrow, and they're going to be showing it from the Performance Center instead of Detroit. So I mean, all signs are pointing towards it being postponed. You did bring up the point with the Performance Center thing. They could do it. I mean, they don't really have a Performance Center. They have that new Nightmare place that Cody has, or they could probably find somewhere something that. We had like a freaking full 2 hours of BT, like BT skits, like those type of skits. You know what I mean? Like backstage interactions that they could film. It would be all like there'd be no matches, or maybe we'd have like a backstage brawl kind of match. You know what I mean? Or a parking lot match. Something. I don't know.
Like something. Rent a private place and just have the ring and bam.
Yeah,
there you go.
It is
has where they had Fighter Fest, right?
You know what they should do? Tony Khan owns the Jacksonville Jaguar Stadium.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Build a ring in there. Do an empty stadium. Do empty stadium style dynamites. Yeah.
You can still do it. It can still happen. They're just, I guess the people who are working for AEW are going to have to sit in the bleachers.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
They can do some fun stuff. Look, I mean, it could happen. They can. I'm sure that right now, that's probably why there's not anything being released by AEW. There's probably having like a massive meeting with Cody, the Bucks, Tony, like Omega. Like they're all sitting down right now, figuring out what to do. Probably talking with TNT, like what they're going to do. We just kind of have to be patient a little bit. I know everyone's been like tweeting at them saying like, well, where's the update? Hello, what's going on? Like, mass hysteria. So
yeah, just relax. They'll come out with something. They always do. I mean, I know that we saw something that Tony Khan was telling the workers that if they're so afraid of the coronavirus that they don't have to come into work next week.
No,
so that was
stay
last.
home.
Yeah, that was the last thing that I had seen in AEW world, but that was the last thing that I had seen.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens.
I'm really, really hoping we get an update at least by the end of today, if not tomorrow morning. We shall see. I mean, other than that, nothing's really much going on that I've seen in the AEW world. They did announce New Orleans. And it was New Orleans and Albuquerque, New Mexico is the two new places after the week after. Okay, Double or Nothing is staying in Las Vegas, the first Dynamite after Double or Nothing. So the 2 weeks after they've announced the places. So that's New Orleans and Albuquerque, New Mexico. So that's pretty cool. So they announced those two places. Other than that, I didn't see much else. I saw a pretty cool picture. So the referees decided to be fun backstage, and they tweeted out a picture saying, like, we have the inner circle, the death triangle. Now we have the referee rhombus. Oh boy. I mean, we got Rick Knox back there. Like, what's he doing back there? We got Aubrey with the most like disappointed face ever, or disapproved face, and you have the other two. The other two are like so serious about it.
Are they trying to build a fort?
I don't.
Like
it's a rhombus. It's the referee rhombus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We're
So,
gonna go with that.
Referee rhombus. I don't know if you hear drilling. If you guys hear drilling going on and loud noises, my neighbors right now are freaking loud. They're doing some housework, and the window is right here.
I don't hear it.
I don't know. I can hear it because my headphones are noise canceling. I can hear it. Anywho. Tiffany.
Yes.
We did get something on Dynamite this week that it did perk everyone's ears up, going, oh, but now that we have no Dynamite next week, I don't know if we're still going to get it. Okay, so the Exalted One is coming.
Yes.
Yeah, we're getting the Exalted One. It says he's coming next week. They're supposed to reveal. Now, whether or not it was supposed to be revealed on Dynamite or if they're still going to do it, maybe they'll do a production type video, a vignette of the reveal. I have confirmed who the Exalted One is, and I scoured Twitter. I was able to confirm with lots of sources, and I have officially found the Exalted One. So, guys, all you have to do is turn up the contrast. You know how you've been turning up the contrast on pictures? All you have to do is turn up the contrast, and sure enough, Tiffany is the Exalted One, like I said.
I hate you.
I told you, all you have to do is turn up the contrast on the picture, and sure enough, you'll get the face. She is the Exalted One. If you guys are listening on the go, I am sorry you can't see. Go back over to YouTube. I may tweet this picture out. You'll see it.
I hate you.
She's the Exalted One. I told everyone. I told everybody.
I'm done with you. Like,
Yeah. So, like I said, Tiffany, you teased it. It's not my fault. Tiffany is the Exalted One. So I kind of like, spoiler alert, just spoiled the fun next week. Tiffany will be, if Dynamite does happen, Tiffany will be on Dynamite, and she's going to reveal herself as the Exalted One. People are going to be like crazy. People are going to be so confused because they're going to be like, who the hell is this girl? And people that know you are going to be like, I knew it. Yeah. So let me get rid of that picture because you can see my OBS. There you go. So yeah. So we have the Exalted One coming next week, whether, my sources are wrong or not. If it's Tiffany. If not, he is coming. We now know it's not Lance Archer. So we can scratch him off the board because he debuted this week with Jake Roberts as his client. And I like this pairing. I really do.
It's very interesting to me, right? Because I really don't see the need for Archer because he's a big enough name. But I guess also, we go back into the fact that trying to get the casual fans, right, from WWE to come over to AEW, like what they were going to do. And of course, Jericho was like a big key in this. So if you're not a New Japan fan, you wouldn't know who Archer is. So I guess I can understand why they paired it. It's going to be a very interesting storyline.
I think, too, the main purpose of this pairing was because Cody's with Arn, and they wanted someone to kind of battle Arn, and, Jake's got the history a little bit, where these two are from the same era. I can't confirm if they've ever interacted with each other, but they're from the same era, so there's that added to it. And we heard Jake Roberts' badass promo last week. You're putting this guy with Archer to boost him up to be like a Paul Heyman. Archer's going to look like the ultimate badass in AEW. If you have Jake Roberts cutting promos, boosting this guy up with Lance Archer's promos, this guy is going to be huge in this company. And for them to do this, to pair these two together, that's saying that they have a lot of faith in this guy, and they're going to push him to the top. So already we have the start of a feud. It looks like by Double or Nothing, we're going to get Cody Rhodes versus Lance Archer. Very interesting because I thought they were going to go the They're going to go the John Moxley route and do Archer and Moxley. So interesting, very interesting pairing. I don't know. I didn't really like the way they did it. I thought we were gonna get more of like there was gonna be a promo and then he's gonna announce that it's Lance Archer or he's gonna jump Cody. They kind of just made their way through the crowd, and I was like, oh, okay.
I get interesting, but I guess we got a story that's building, so I guess we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm. So it was interesting. I mean, it caught everybody off guard because as soon as everyone caught on that they were walking through the crowd, they went nuts. Like the whole crowd just started jumping up and staring, going, "Oh my God, it's Roberts and Lance Archer." They paired them together. They went that route because everyone, I think, after Roberts' promo, thought it was going to be Brody Lee.
Right.
So now it just leaves the two people on the board.
Right.
It's either Brody Lee or Matt Hardy as the Exalted One.
But I don't really think it's going to be Matt because of the buildup that we've been getting even on Match Channel with the Bucks.
Yeah. So then is it Brody Lee or is this someone we're not thinking of?
I know.
I don't think it's Hangman. I really don't think it's Hangman anymore. It's not.
Or we go back to the whole thing that we were starting to think that it was Kenny Omega. I kind of like that idea. We go all the way back into like being the Elite back then when Kenny was like kind of backtracking from the Young Bucks, and I still talk about that part in being the Elite where they were like the Elite's gonna fall. So Hangman's too obvious. Hangman, who wants to leave? I don't know, but this has been a very interesting storyline that we've been getting.
He teased it this week on Being the Elite that he said he wanted to leave and then they let him go. And then all of a sudden he's like he comes back and makes sure he's like, okay, I just want to make sure Nick's okay. Like he says he wants to leave, but he still cares about them.
Right.
He's like on the fence.
It's not him.
No.
But oh my God, can we talk about the fact that Hangman Page, how they've built him up within the last couple of months, that he's such a fan favorite now, and he was kind of like the one that was behind in the Elite prior to AEW, like within Ring of Honor and New Japan, that he was kind of like the last one hanging in the Elite, and now it's like everybody's like flipping out about him. Like they really did build him, and this is what we had talked about when AEW first got announced. We were talking about the press conference, and we were like, okay, like Hangman needs to shine, and I think finally we got him somewhere that like everybody's behind, and he's really like somebody we want to see in the ring right now. Yeah,
he's very, very much over now than he started with AEW. So he was already over with the people who knew about him and the Elite. And now he's also over with the new fans of AEW. He's now over with those people. So, and obviously like those new people, they're going to cling to, there's that young demographic. They're going to cling to a guy who gets loaded all the time and steals beers out of the crowd. Like they're going to be like, okay, this guy's a badass. I love this guy.
It's great. It's a great thing.
And perfect example, Mrs. Masters absolutely loves Hangman Page. One of her favorites. Just clinged on to him. Absolutely one of her favorites.
He's a good looking guy. He's funny. Like he's good in the ring. He's not boring. Like oof.
Is he oof? Is he oof level or not quite?
He is level, but he's not on the list of husbands because he's too beautiful to be on my list of husbands. So
you ain't hot, dear. You're beautiful.
Yes, you're oof, but you're not. You're just too beautiful to be on the list of husbands for me. Okay. That's April's one of her number ones. So
gotcha. Right. What was I gonna say? Yes. So Hangman, we even seen this week his do you see his nameplate? Hangman hadn't even talked to Dustin at all today.
Oh man.
And Dustin did a pretty good job building himself up for his partner with the promo he cut backstage on Dynamite. He's saying like, what did he say? He was like, he's like, I don't care if you don't want me your partner. I'm going to be your partner tonight, and we're going to do some cowboy shit.
I kind of wish that they did, like, I wish that we would have got, like, surprised at the end. Do you think we needed this segment? I don't feel like we needed this segment.
I mean, Dustin's not really a surprise. So, like, if he was like, I got Dustin, and everyone's like, really? That's the mystery?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't really like a surprise. I was kind of like disappointed, to be honest with you. But I was like, okay. I was like, we're going to roll with it because it makes sense because we're building to the Elite versus the Inner Circle.
I'm gonna kind of conspiracy here. Maybe it was supposed to be the Exalted One, and Hangman's actually part of the Dark Order, and he was supposed to debut the Exalted One, but then Dustin got in the way. That's a conspiracy theory. Yes.
I couldn't get on the flight. Sorry.
Joining Dark Order. Anywho, Rihu. Right. So this week Dynamite, I thought it was a pretty good show. We didn't get Jon Moxley. We did get a backstage interview with the new champ. Jon Moxley's still not cleared to compete, but we had a pretty good sit-down interview with him and JR. I imagine he was gonna get involved somewhere, and they made mention on the promo of Jake Hager. So I don't know if they're going towards Moxley and Hager, but because Jericho's gonna be gone. Well, I don't even know what Fozzie's doing now. Like, is this coronavirus gonna affect Fozzie's tour? That's another thing we haven't really thought of. Fozzie's tour can now get affected by coronavirus.
I saw like I forgot which company it was. It wasn't Ticketmaster. It was one of the other companies, Live Nation, that they were kind of like shutting down for like to buy tickets as well. So there's a lot that's gonna happen here, and I feel like a lot is going to change within, the next couple of days.
Yeah. So originally, Jericho was set to leave for Fozzy on his tour. So that would leave, like Inner Circle with who they have. And they made mention in the promo, like I said, with Moxley, they made mention of Hager. So I'm assuming they're going to be going Jake Hager route with Jon Moxley as his next feud. I'm kind of okay with that. I think those two can have a pretty good blood feud. Looks like Moxley's just not done with Inner Circle. So what I was trying to say is I think he was going to get involved somewhat, whether it would have been in the match that we were supposed to get next week with the Elite versus, we're getting a preview of the Elite Inner Circle, and the winner was going to get the advantage in the cage, or Jon Moxley was going to interfere in the cage. Like, he was going to get 2 weeks off to recover, come back, make an interference in that in blood and guts match, and screw the Inner Circle over a screw, or just take out Jake Hager out of the match and brawl to the back or something. So that was that. As for Inner Circle, again, second week in a row, they made to look extremely strong. We saw last week with the whole power, the Shield power bomb to Moxley off the stage, the whole Shield pose with the middle fingers. Basically got the same thing again this week with the whole beatdown of Dustin and Hangman after, and Kenny, Cody, and Matt were able to come back from the hospital and try to help out, but they just demolished everybody in this entire last segment of the show. Like, I really killed everybody.
So who's going to be the one that's going to take it down? I put a fan tweet out. I mean, we only got like a couple of responses with that. Who's going to take out the Inner Circle? Is the Elite going to be able to take out the Inner Circle?
It's a tough question, and it should be obvious. It should be like, oh yeah, the Elite's the Elite. They're going to be the ultimate powerhouse here in AEW. But right now, the ultimate powerhouse in AEW is the Inner Circle. These guys are running show, and more than ever now, and it doesn't look like anyone's going to be able to stop them. Like, this is crazy, and we can kind of, on the other side, as like realists here, we can appreciate that, because look at who they're building up in the Inner Circle. Jericho is putting over guys like Hager, Sammy Guevara, and Proud and Powerful, who are all, like, as for Sammy and Proud and Powerful, came straight from the Indies, and people knew about them, but now more people are getting to know more about them, and they're getting more popular from when they used to be. So in Hager's, he's got his popularity already from the WWE, so he's not really getting pushed as much. You can tell with that. Sammy and Proud and Powerful are the forefront here. Like, these are the main guys they want to push.
Hager's still in the MMA, right? Is that what it is? That he's still training for that as well?
Yeah.
So, that's another reason as well, protecting him. And but yeah, I'm so proud of the boys, Proud and Powerful, and Sammy. Yeah, like, you're right. Like, Sammy, like, they've really been pushing like every week, and like, I'm loving it. Like, I'm really enjoying these guys in the ring. So
yeah. As for the rest of the time, we had the debut of Death Triangle.
Yes.
Or El Triángulo de la Muerte, something like that. Triángulo de la Muerte, something like that.
Good for you.
Something like that, but I love saying the end, De La Muerte. So the Death Triangle, they faced off against, who was it? Private Party and Joey Janela. That's it.
Okay. Can I tell you what I marked out last night with this entire match because it gave me a House of Glory feel because all these guys, all 6 of them have been in House of Glory. Even Pac. Pac actually made an appearance as well in House of Glory, but all 6 of these guys were in House of Glory. So I was screaming. I'm sure Kyle probably heard me in Canada because I was flipping out.
I was there the one time when I was in New York. I saw most of these guys in private. Or I saw most of those guys at the House of Glory event we went to.
You did. So it's crazy the vibes that I was getting with this match yesterday. But let me say, my boys with the new gear, I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving my boys with their new gear. Very happy. Very happy.
Get a haircut. His hair
That's
seemed
what I
very
said.
shorter.
I was like, what Quinn? Because I just saw Quinn like a week and a half ago. I just saw Quinn, and he had the blonde, and I was like, is there was still blonde? So he did something that he had it like tied, like.
Okay.
That's pretty awesome though.
Okay, I was staring staring at him, going like, is he bald? What's happening there?
No, it's still there. It's still there.
Yeah. So we had a lot of that match was just I don't want to say all over the place. It was good. It was good. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. We had what's it called? I guess they actually called it the Death Triangle right at the end when they beat down on them and they put them in like that triple submission.
Mm-hmm.
They called that the Death Triangle.
Yeah.
Then we had the Best Friends come out for the save, so it looks like we were supposed to next week get the Best Friends with Orange Cassidy face off against the Lucha Bros with Pac. So it looks like the feud is between these two teams, which I like. I like this triple feud because it's almost. I think we're probably going to get it sometime this year, the debut of the triple belts that's been rumored that AEW is supposed to be getting. So I think we're going to get the triple belts at one point.
Yeah, we talked about it. I think definitely that's going to happen. So I don't know. Like I know that they're focusing on tag team, but I feel like we still need a mid card before we can go into the triple, tag belts.
I think we're getting triple before mid card. We definitely.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're definitely right because they're just pushing all these teams together. So, but I also think that eventually we're going to get intergender matches within the next 2 years. I think that's going to happen as well.
Okay. That someone just mentioned in the chat, Death Triangle's theme song is very interesting.
Yeah, the theme song is so good.
So it's like a chopped and screwed. The term is called chopped and screwed version of the Lucha Brothers theme. So you kind of just turn the bass up and you turn their voice deeper, like the Lucha Bros. And it's got like that and a mix of Pac's theme mixed into it. So it was very, very interesting. And then it even starts out saying like the Triangulo de la Morte, and then their theme starts.
Musics are killing it. Yeah. Really good.
So it was a good match. It was intense. It was so good. It was what you expect from this match. There was a crazy, high intensity, very fast paced type of tag team match, and it was good that Death Triangle went over with that one. So
yeah,
I was hoping for maybe more Kip and Joey Janela kind of thing. Maybe like they're going to be at ringside or something.
Died out. I don't know. For now, I feel like it's a little died out right now. But
okay.
Can we talk about your boy Sean Spears with his search?
I keep wanting to make a video, but I'm scared. I don't know what to say.
Join the Dark Order. No, I think what was really cool because last night that they premiered like some of the entries, and it's really cool to actually see them on Twitter. I mean, I don't know if you've been following, but I've seen a lot of independent wrestlers.
Most of them were independent wrestlers.
This is what I'm loving, is that I'm actually seeing independent wrestlers that I actually know. Like Chris Steeler, who's on my list of husbands, he looks just like Sean Spears. Like when I first saw Chris Steeler in the ring, I was like, yo, he looks just like Sean Spears. He's freaking hot. And he sat on me this weekend. I'm just saying. But the cool thing to actually see this on TV last night, shout out to Shane Riker and shout out to Adam Bowens, because like those guys, like I've seen in the ring and like I kind of marked out a little bit. And then I shout out to Joe Ruscio, if I know I'm saying it wrong, his last name, but shout out to you too, because he hit up on the screen last night too. So, oh my God, like, who's it gonna be?
It's interesting. I could cut a video, but nah. Maybe I will. I don't know. I'm too scared. I don't know what to say.
I know Gangone is supposed to put one out too. So, oof, let's go.
It's tough competition out there.
Seriously.
But I have one boost no one else does have. I'm from his hometown. We are hometown homies. Okay? We were both born in the same city. Our schools were close to each other, okay?
Okay.
Anywho, Rihu. Yeah, speaking of women, talk about the women. Okay, so there's two women things this week, and I saw a lot of people complaining up until this about, AEW doesn't announce anything woman, and then like, just watch the show. You're gonna get women on TV. Okay, one, we're gonna talk about Big Swole and Britt Baker because those two cut a hell of a promo, even though it was really quick. And the Brit single part with Tony Schiavone went way too long. It was pissing me off. And I'm like, okay, you can make fun of the crowd, but get Swole out here faster next time because you can tell it was drying out. And I'm like, oh my God, we're getting Jer Crews all over again. Like, it was getting really bad. But when Swole finally came out, these two just cut down. They just bust open the fourth wall. These girls went right at it.
Yes, I love Big Swole. I love it. I didn't, the whole thing with Britt Baker running away, I was like, what? Like, didn't we like build her to like be like a badass?
Now she's being this sneevy heel. Like she's like, oh, don't.
What is going on here? This is not what I expected.
Like, PSA, honey, Tony doesn't like you.
And the whole thing of her coming out with the cup of coffee of the Starbucks cup, and then I was thinking of like the Matt Jackson like Starbucks of him with his coffee.
Why haven't they done anything together?
I know, right? They should actually just see right there. That's good booking. Make a skit with Britt Baker and Tony Schiavone and Matt Jackson. Let's go.
Yeah. So, when those two cut a promo on each other, it was crazy. So Britt's like, or Swole brought up is like, I see the tape. Like I know you're nothing special, and then Britt saying like, you're nothing special too. We know in your household that your boyfriend is the talented one, referring to, if no one knows, Cedric Alexander from WWE and Big Swole are a married couple, yes. Which Big Swole made mention of that, and she went, honey, I'm married, baby.
And the best is
the baby thing. And I'm like,
Alexander, he retweeted that tweet and he was like, look at that rock. I don't know if you saw that on Twitter. He was like, look at that.
Dude, that guy wants out. He's been tweeting lately that he's done with WWE. So I'm almost certain when he's going to let his contract run out, and he will probably be AEW bound. And for AEW to sign a talent like Cedric Alexander, best be prepared. We're going to get the best wrestling because he was my favorite out of the Cruiserweight Classic. And if he comes to AEW, I'd be buying his shirt. Toot sweet.
Yes. I love it. I love it.
And if they're going to do intergender tag team wrestling, there you go. There's your first couple.
Oh my God. Please.
Big Swole and Cedric.
Please. I beg of you. Please. This is like, I'm hoping for intergender matches in AEW eventually, but I don't think it's going to be this year. Hopefully, I think within the next 2 years, it's going to.
Good though, but Swole's been building up like she's transcended the last couple of weeks pretty high, which is great because we need some, people to start boosting up that division, and she's one of them. They do the whole PSA thing on Being the Elite, which is great. This week was like she's making fun of the people who put raisins in potato salad.
Oh my God.
There's people that do that. I've never heard of that. Like when she said, I'm like, what?
Yes, there's people that do that. I am not one that does it. But
who actually puts? Why? Why would you do that? Why would you ruin a perfectly good potato salad for raisins? What does that do to it? That doesn't enhance flavor. It's like putting rocks in your potato salad. You want more gravel with your dirt, sir?
Ew.
It's nasty. When she said that, I'm like, wait, what? I don't know if that's American or what. I've never seen it done up here. Anywho, Rihu. Yeah, so.
Why is that a shirt?
What? Anywho, Rihu?
Yes, that needs to be made.
I gotta think of how to make it.
We need one of our graphic guys to do it. Oh man. Anyway.
The other woman thing that happened Very good tag team match. We had Hikaru Shida teaming up
Our
with
girl.
Chris Statlander versus Nyla Rose, was it? Yeah, Nyla Rose and B. Priestley.
Yeah.
B. Priestley. So
Bea Priestley, I loved her outfit. I loved it. I was shocked because I wasn't used to her without the black hair, but her little hairstyle is so cute how she had
that
it.
was
But
different. That threw me off. And then
yeah, I mean, I did see a picture like briefly. I forgot about it until like she came into the ring, but it was just so funny because I did do Queen of Envy's podcast this week, and I brought her up, and I'm like, why are we not seeing her? I understand she's in Stardom, so I was so happy to see her this week because I really do love B.
I did see in the chat our girl Cupid Girl bring up that it was a she said it. She said it was an B is wearing her ode to Thai colors.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. So she teaming up with Nyla Rose. Obviously, B Priestley can't be here full time. Her being still full time with Stardom and her being a champion over there. So, or I think she has 2 belts over there, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, she's got 2 belts going on.
Which is interesting because at the end of this match, she actually attacked her own partner, which threw me right off because
no, but again, that's story.
I was looking down on my phone. I'm like, and then I just hear like B attacking. I'm like, oh, is she attacking Riho or Hikaru? And I look up and it's Nyla, and I'm like, what?
This is good. This is right. Like, why doesn't she deserve a shot now? Right?
Yeah, she grabbed the belt and said, yeah, it's mine.
Chris Statlander already had a shot. I mean, I would love for Shida to go back at it, right? But because Shida's strong, and I mean, Kyle agree that she should probably be a champion eventually. But you know, who's next on the list for the next challenger for Nyla? So I would love B to be the next challenger.
This was a good match. This was very good.
It really was. This was really good tag team women wrestling right there. Yeah, like this was if you were talking tag team women's, this was a perfect pairing on both sides.
And the crowd was very into it. They were chanting everybody's name, booing the heels properly. I'm like, oh my God, thank you for a town like Salt Lake City of all towns who appreciate the women's tag team wrestling. Thank you very much, you guys. Thank you to anyone from Utah listening. Thank you. But yeah, very, very, very good match. Hikaru Shida looked very good in it. Styler looked great. Everyone looked great in this match. B's B. Like, if you don't know about B, that's how she wrestles every match. That's her style. She's strong style. She's adapted that style. She's really good. So I thought the woman got enough space on the show today, this week. I mean, no one else really had to do anything. I mean, Brandy was on the show, but she's like perma valet now until they find something for her. So, right. And then she came out with Arn in the beginning. They actually opened the show with. We're kind of going backwards here, which is weird. But anyways, they opened the show with Cody and Ortiz, which is such a weird matchup. It was weird for me.
Good. But like, really, no, because like I feel like it's. I mean, again, we're still going with the storyline, right? We're going through the Inner Circle versus the Elite. Okay, so it's not weird to me, but I really think it was a really good opening for the show.
It was just different. Crowd was such a weird. Yeah, it was such a weird dynamic, and Cody's just so over. Still weird that tattoo, just like something like this.
It doesn't even bother me. Like that's like old news to me now. But I
just kind of like stick it there so we won't see.
We'll get you a tattoo. We'll put it right on your neck.
Tattoo, absolutely not.
Oh my God, I love when Brandy pulled off her belt and hit freaking Santana. Yeah. I thought I was like, yes.
So it's good that she's at least getting involved. It's not like she's just a boring valet that just sits there.
Right.
Like she's a valet that's getting involved in the match.
Yeah, like I'm okay with her coming into, with Cody. Me personally, I just feel like there's too many valets going on. I mean, again, I understand it for the storyline, but why do we need to see all these like Arn and Brandy come out with Cody? And I mean, I get it, but I'm not a huge fan of it. But I don't know, too much distraction a little bit, I feel like, for me.
You might have to get used to it because that's Cody's deal, right?
I know. It's
as long as you don't bring Pharaoh out there and you scare him half to death with the pirate. Just don't do that anymore, because that broke my heart.
Shut up, Ray. Arn is the coach. Yeah. I can't. I had this argument with him last night. Stop it.
Well, speaking of Ray, I want to bring up something he did put. Can we talk about Penta's Venom mask?
Oh,
and
yeah.
His half Venom mask was really cool. I saw, because at first when I was watching on TV, I'm like, that looks like Venom. And then we got the close up. I'm like, damn, that looks good. Very good. So we talked about it. But yeah, Dynamite this week was all right. They did announce the rules for Blood and Guts. Very interesting type matchup. Sort of the same style of a War Games match. I should have printed the rules and I didn't. I'll hopefully have them for next show because who knows what's going to go on next week. So we'll have something to talk about next week. But I'm excited for if I know they're going to do that eventually. It's just I don't know when now. I think they're hoping for New Jersey to clear things up in 2 weeks. So I would
kind of like put out a whole
wait for
notice.
the official statement. If they don't put the official statement out, Tiff, I would hang on to your ticket.
Of course, I'm hanging on to
I'll
my.
send you this, and you can go watch the damn. You can go watch the damn show. I'll send you this in the mail. I'll put Express on it. You can bring this to the event. You can wear it. I'll get the logo and I'll put it on there for you, the AEP logo, so it'll make it look better.
I'm done with
Wouldn't that be something? An AEP match. Should we put those on the store? They sell it like crazy right now. We're making $1 million.
Oh Lord, I have the Blood and Gut rules if you want me to read them.
Okay, so you have them.
So 2 men enter the cage for one 5-minute round.
Okay.
Then every 2 minutes, another participant enters. Match officially begins after 10 men have entered the cage, and the winning team is determined by making any opponent submit or surrender.
Okay, so basically War Games. So it's just AEW's style of War Games, their own cage. I imagine it's going to be the same looking cage as what we got, but surrounding 2 rings. And hopefully we get it. I think we're going to get it. Whether it be like the fantasy idea we had earlier in the show where we said they're just going to do it at the stadium now. That they're just going to go into an empty Jacksonville Jaguar stadium and do a War Games match. I'd be down. You know what? I would still watch. If the next 2 weeks Dynamites are done in that stadium and there's no one in the crowd, fans would still watch. You know what would be crazy, Tiff? They would probably have the most viewership that they've ever done because people are going to want to tune into an empty stadium wrestling show just to see what it's like. So,
oh goodness,
they could benefit in the ratings. TND's probably like, do it, make our ratings go up.
Jeez.
Anyways, I thought Diamond was good this week. I thought it was pretty good.
Oh, we didn't talk about the Jurassic Express.
Oh, we missed that. We totally missed that.
Yes, so, but oh my God, Luchasaurus kicked Marco in the head.
You saw that too.
Poor Marco.
Marco got kicked in the face. He was in the wrong spot at the wrong time where Lucha goes over the 3rd rope. He's a big guy, so his leg goes over that 3rd rope, and Marco's face was right there, and he kicked him. And the camera did a good job to pan away. MJF's got a new theme. He kind of like tweaked it a bit. His theme song now starts off with his catchphrase, "I'm better than you, and you know it." And then his theme song starts, which is pretty cool. I like that.
I still feel like eventually we're going to see him get a title shot. Like, I feel like that we're building this for him to go get a title shot. Not yet, but I do feel, I mean, eventually, like, I feel like he will be champion. I still think he's green. Yes, he's great on the mic, but I really feel like we're building towards that with him.
What I can appreciate about him is that he's still making the ring look good. Like, there's still, that ring that they made randomly one week, and that Dynamite ring, he's still making it a part of his thing, whether he uses it in the match, he shows it every time he comes out and makes people kiss it. At least he's boosting that up, and it takes a special kind of person to make that ring mean something. Right. So I do kind of appreciate that he's still doing that. As for the match itself, it was really fun. This was like a very entertaining kind of match. I thought there was maybe a little bit too many commercial breaks, that we missed a couple of things, but I thought it was pretty exciting, and it did a good job. And then the Butcher and Blade are just, even though like they did win this week, I just to me the crowd, I think, didn't really they're not really more appreciated like they were the last couple of weeks or the last couple of times they were on TV, which eventually they will grow, because I think that they're seriously talented, those three. And Bunny, oof. Ali, man, Jesus.
Outfit, man.
Yeah,
me and Kyle
killing me with those outfits.
Me and Kyle were talking about her last night.
Pepper Potts, you lucky man. Or sorry, Blade, my bad. But yeah, it was good. I thought it was a good match. I mean, Jungle Express, man, they can't seem to buy W's. It kind of seems like they're always going under. But I think they'll turn it around soon. But they had to keep MJF boosted here because they did mention in commentary that he's been talking about getting a title opportunity or eventually getting a title opportunity because he said in that promo last week that he wants his eye now is on the prize, and that's the World Championship, and he'll do whatever it takes to get to that number 1 spot. So this is a good way to kind of back that up. Back that up.
That's up.
Anywho, what did you like Dynamite this week, Tiff? Did you like it?
I did. I thought it was a solid episode. It wasn't the best episode. I mean, we've seen better, but I think it was a really solid episode. I really enjoyed it. It was good. So, and I got to see my boys. So
it'll be interesting to see what happens next week. If next week happens, I'm still waiting. I'm still holding out that I'm still going to Rochester until we get the official announcement from AEW saying it's been rescheduled. I'm not taking what anyone's saying over Twitter. Like I've seen already like news sites kind of like make their articles about it, and I'm sitting there going like, but AEW hasn't said anything yet. Tony Khan hasn't tweeted anything yet. No one said anything yet. And oh my God, Tiff, what did I say? 6 seconds ago, tweeted by AEW. As per precautionary measures against COVID-19, we are relocating next week's Dynamite March 18th from Rochester to Jacksonville.
Oh, wow.
The show will be televised live on TNT from Daly's Place and be managed under restricted attendance policy. The Dynamite show in Rochester will be rescheduled for Wednesday, July 8th at Blue Cross Arena. For fans that have already purchased tickets to the Rochester show, it will be offered a refund via the point of purchase or have the original ticket valid for admission to the event on July 8th. Additional details will be forthcoming. So they haven't said anything about Blood and Guts just yet, but as of right now, Dynamite next week will be at Daly's Place.
Yeah.
Huh?
So one week at a time. You can't go too far ahead. But
of course, like literally as I was saying that, they tweet like
that's look, we live
seconds.
on the All Elite podcast just for you guys.
So
that's crazy. Nah, it's
I'm
smart.
not selling my ticket. I'm going July 8th. I'm going July 8th because who knows what AEW is going to be like by then. What if it's going to be like a can't miss episode of Dynamite and I just, I happen to be going now.
Yeah.
I mean, next week was supposed to be can't miss. There was huge matches next week. I was so excited. When they announced those 2 matches, I was like, oh. I'm going to see the Elite versus the Inner Circle. Like, I'm like, okay, I'm okay.
They'll be back. Don't worry, they'll be back.
But Dynamite next week is from Jacksonville. So they're going to have a episode, and it's going to be restricted attendance policy. Don't know exactly what that means. I don't know if there's something in Jacksonville where they're going to allow like 30. What's the max? So what was it 500 people?
500 in New York. Yeah.
So I don't know what it is in Jacksonville yet. Maybe they're going to be like, hey, we're going to let in 499 people. We're going to cut it off right there. First come, first serve. We're letting the first 499 people. No, that's how you start a riot. I'm not doing that. They won't be doing that. I don't know what they're...
It's better this way because they have access to it. It's the best option that they did. So instead of canceling it and not having anything on air, this is probably the best, even if there is no body in the bleachers, I feel like. Yeah.
So we're getting Dynamite at least next week. That's a good thing, guys. Everyone just needs to get their ass down to Jacksonville. They got a week to do it. So
those flights are pretty cheap right now. Let's go. Get your AEP mask right now.
Right here, guys. Get yourself down to Jacksonville and enjoy some AEW Dynamite live on TNT. I sound like Bane there. Oh, Batman.
No, I'm still holding on to my ticket.
Anywho, I was really close to the mic there. Oops. Just ruined everyone's ears. So yeah, we're still on the road to Double or Nothing, Tiff. Live on my birthday from the MGM Grand Arena.
Awesome.
Can't wait for that. The poster needs to be updated. 2 champions that aren't the champions. Not the champions.
Champion.
So I can't wait for Double or Nothing. So we're on the road. We're getting close. Hopefully Double or Nothing's not canceled. Hopefully this outbreak dies off by then.
Yeah.
I'm hoping. And then the following week, they're staying in Vegas. They're going to have AEW Dynamite from Las Vegas on May 27th from the MGM Grand Arena. So they literally don't have to move anywhere. The stars can stay for a week in Vegas. How about that? How about that?
How about that?
So, anywho, should be exciting. Hopefully, we have some. I'm sure we'll have lots of stuff to talk about by next week. We're gonna have a show now. Hey, we have a podcast for next week because Dynamite's gonna happen. It's gonna be an interesting episode of Dynamite to see what goes on at Daly's place next week. Whether there's people in it, whether there's people not in it, how they're gonna do the show. Is it gonna be a different type of show? It's gonna be exciting. AW, exciting stuff. A-dubs.
AEW. Dub.
I don't really have anything else for the show, Tiff. Did you say anything, plug anything, do anything?
We talked about being the elite a little bit throughout the.
Yeah, I mean, there was the funny skits in there, but we had like the Cole Cabana thing, which is funny. It looks like Omega and Cabana are kind of starting their own feud on being the elite. Whether that leads to a match, I kind of would want to see a Cole Cabana and Omega match. That'd be hilarious. Matt Jackson's coffee thing is getting the best of him. It's too overwhelming for him. He's getting flashbacks from Free to Delete. We saw another episode of Free to Delete this week. So something's affecting him there.
I mean, it wasn't like the biggest like being the elite episode. Nothing really.
We had Billy Gunn go to that psychic to find out why his son he's having a disconnect with his son.
Benjino Bodega. He got
and his son, his favorite wrestler is Road Dogg. Because he pulled one guard and he goes, oh, you didn't know. You better call to somebody. No, it's funny. It was a good episode. That was funny. It was good. And we ended off with what did we end it off with?
Oh, with Matt and Cody with Hangman say thank you. You better listen the last time. That's gonna be the last time I save your asses, pretty much.
I'm out of the elite. I'm out. I want to be gone. Yeah. So he leaves and comes back. Goes, how's your brother doing?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I want him to get better.
Yeah. But it wasn't like the biggest being the elite. Nothing huge that stuck out this week. So, but good episode of Dynamite.
Yeah, we guys hope you like this episode of AEP. Again, we say this each and every single week, guys. Thank you for your support. Whether you're downloading your episodes on the go and you're listening on the go on Spotify or many of the 800 platforms that I will go over soon that we are available on, whether you're tuning in live here on YouTube or you're watching back on YouTube, we still appreciate you. You guys are watching back on YouTube right now. All we ask from you guys is do a simple thing. You just hit that like button right down there. You hit it. You comment. Let us know anything you want to know, like anything about AW that you guys want to talk about with us. Drop it down in the comments. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the No Holds Barred Network. There's so many other podcasts on here that you guys can listen to. I run a podcast called The Master's Degree where I just kind of rant and give you guys my opinions on some trending stuff in the wrestling world. Tiffany's got her Indie Talks where she gives you some insights with her independence, where she goes, her opinions on independent wrestling. You want to talk independent wrestling with her. There's podcasts on there for that. She runs the Under the Ropes where she does wrestling interviews with independent stars. You never know. Some of these stars could become huge. We did Alex Zane not too long ago. We had Queen come on and help her out with that. Alex Zane's going to be huge in the future. We got to interview him, learn more about him. So
he is huge.
Yeah,
there's a lot of names I feel like are going to get signed this year. I really think Zane's going to get picked up this year somewhere. And I don't know. I still think it's the year of Gangone as well. So I don't know. Watch out for these guys. I'm telling you.
So again,
I like
No Holds Barred Network, guys, home to many different podcasts for you guys to enjoy. We're always looking out for more podcasts to add to the network. So if you guys know of a podcast that wants to join this network, hit us up in the DMs on No Holds Barred Network, and we'll take you into consideration. We'll chat, and we'll see if we can get you on the network if it's a right fit for us, if it's a right fit for you. Other than that, guys, you guys know the deal here. Make sure you're following the All Elite Podcast on social media, which is the Facebook, All Elite Podcast, liking us on there. Head on over to the Insta. If you're one of those Insta people, take pictures of yourself, take pictures of things. We like to do that too. Go into the All Elite Pod on Instagram and follow us on there. The most important one, though, that is the Twitter. the Twitter, and that is at All Elite Pod. That is where we post everything and keep you guys up to date with what's going on in the AEW world. You guys are awesome at commenting and sharing. Please keep it up and retweeting everything that we tweet out. It does help us a lot with that. And like I said before, you guys want to take us on the go, we are available on many different platforms such as iHeartRadio, Spreaker, Spotify, Google and Apple Podcasts, Player FM, Castbox, Deezer, Pocket Cast, Overcast, Podcast Addict, lots of stuff with the word cast in it. We are available. Make sure you are searching the No Holds Barred Network. Speaking of the network, we have an official merchandise store, noholdsbarrednetwork.secure-decoration.com. Link is located down below. Guys, lots of cool looking t-shirts on there, lots of cool looking stuff, especially a t-shirt done by our friends These Wolves, Music for the Elite. You can find that t-shirt on there, and then just like everything else on the official merchandise store, guys, everything on that store is donated to Culture City, who are an organization that are partnered with AEW themselves, and they're dedicated to fighting for the inclusion and acceptance of all individuals regardless of their unique abilities. Really good organization, guys, and everything on there is donated straight to them. And I want to give a shout out to Darren and These Wolves for letting us use the song Dead to Me. It is the official theme song of the All Elite podcast, and if you heard it before Revolution, it was the official theme song of MJF and Cody Rhodes. Yes, their promo, this song, you heard it on there. Congratulations, Darren, for getting that honor. It was really cool. And they do a bunch of other songs on this podcast for other podcasts on the network. So go check out, guys, go check out These Wolves, guys, and check out the song Dead to Me, available on Spotify and Google Play Music, as well as all other songs done by These Wolves. So, Tiffany, I don't know. I hope you stay sanitary until next week. You wash your hands. Yep, you wash those horns. Make sure you're sanitizing those horns. You're dipping them in the Purell if you can get your hands on them. I don't know. Purell is just sold out up here everywhere.
I know.
Make sure you get your AEP mask, guys. You stay sanitary. Don't breathe in. Don't get your toilet paper, I guess. Whatever you need to do. Actually, no. Leave the toilet paper for people that actually need it, you know. There's people out there at IBS who are pissed off at everybody. So, anyways, make sure you're coughing into your arm like so.
Yes, please
make sure
do that.
You're sneezing like this. Do not do one of these. Don't do one of those. Okay, that's disgusting. We don't need that. Please be sanitary. Wash your hands. Stay safe. Don't quarantine yourself. Get outside. Get some fresh air. Do not quarantine yourself in your house. Don't be one of those people. Just be careful and just keep up with personal hygiene. That's all it is.
Please. It's like one of the most.
Yeah. Anyways, that's going to wrap it up, guys, for this episode number 73 of the All Elite podcast right here on No Holds Barred Network, your source for all wrestling podcast content and more. I am your host, the self-proclaimed greatest host. I am COVID-19 free. I am Kyle Masters. I'm always joined by my co-host. She's the executive vice president of Giggles, the queen of the indies, the heartbreak chick, and she's also COVID-19 free. That is Tiffany. You can follow her on Twitter, Love to Dream 82. You can follow myself at Real Kyle Masters. Guys, we'll see you guys next week for another episode of the All Elite podcast. Take it easy. I don't know how